Over the last 10 years, sea levels have risen at an alarming rate. Biodiversity is reportedly declining faster than that of any time in human history.
Europe just experienced a record-breaking heat wave, and scientists say that last month was the hottest June ever.
Tonight, elected officials taking unprecedented measures to keep people safe. Illinois and Ohio closing all bars and restaurants beginning tonight. California shutting down bars and wineries and asking those 65 and older to self-isolate.
We recognize around the rest of the world that we need to meet this moment head on.
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio closing all New York City public schools, affecting more than 1 million students starting tomorrow.
A lot of you remember the COVID-19 lockdown with flashbacks of binging new TV shows or spending a lot of time with family by doing different activities to keep yourself occupied as the hard times pass by. However, a lot of people missed out on something huge that was happening all across the globe. Nature was returning.
Black bears, bobcats, and coyotes with the place to themselves.
For the most part, I think they're having a party.
Without people, lions reclaim the road in South Africa's Kruger National Park.
Stargazers are having a field day too. With less pollution comes a better view of the sky at night. Astronomers have been reveling in clear images of the Lyrid meteor shower.
However, when humans started to return to a normal life in late 2020, those problems pre-COVID came back and got more tense.
For a decade, the lakes of Kenya's Rift Valley have been rising, swallowing up land and villages, destroying communities.
That got my fellow peers thinking, why do humans have such a huge role in the status of climate change, and how do they affect the world on a global scale? We decided to research and present a video explaining what caused things to be this way and how can we change it to save our planet by looking into specific parts of the world. New York City is arguably the biggest functioning city in North America and is nicknamed the Concrete Jungle. However, it is noticeable that New York City is a big contributor to polluting our Earth through removal of ecosystems to make way for a mobilized city. In fact, we could see in our near future that New York City being flooded and destroyed by water due to shoreline rising.
New York City was built on the fact that we have a stable shoreline. But what happens if the oceans start rising?
It's just not New York that faces this problem, but it's all of Americans' towns struggling to fight global warming in their area. We interviewed Mr. Ron, the park director of Jackson Township, to ask him what he has accomplished regarding climate change.
Like I said, my past is with a conservation agency. I worked very hard with the communities, did different things on Arbor Day. We obviously donated over like 700 trees a year. To different organizations, which included Jackson Township schools. Like when you guys were in 3rd grade, you guys got money, got trees for Arbor Day, things like that. That was all kind of through our organization with some different groups. I did meetings, kind of what we're doing right now. But obviously with younger kids to try to push that effect on where we need to see, the whole purpose of trees. Anything from sucking up water to obviously giving us oxygen. So it's in a personal matter. It's very big. We want to see that. We want to make sure we're getting that stuff in
place. Getting children involved with climate change action at a young age is a great start to change and heal the world we have wounded. However, what can we do now for the modern generation that is active right now in North America? The problem is that our whole history, the social norm, is to industrialize and to destroy the environment as we do for our own greed. Dating back to the start of America leading into the 1950s, we have destroyed trees and landscape to build homes, and we have been brainwashed into companies that make profit with the effect of killing the earth.
Like so many people these days, we live in the suburbs, and Dave needs the car every day for business.
More and more families are finding out how easy it is to become 2 Ford families. You can choose from 20 different models, colors galore, and each available with Thunderbird power, with styling inspired by the famous Ford Thunderbird.
The effects of our North American ancestors' actions can be shown in every corner of America as more and more land is being used up and more forests are being cut down for American profit. We have interviewed Miss Hull, an environmental science teacher at Jackson, to talk about her own experience of seeing the same town, Jackson, being slowly turned away from wilderness.
Originally, the only things that were at this corner was the school. Safety center wasn't there. That old house up there was where the safety center was, so we've cut all that down. So as far as deforestation and the change of the landscape of Jackson Township in the last 47 years, it's huge. And right now, I don't know if you paid attention, but on Amherst, there's a farm just past 80 that has been there my entire life that was just sold last summer, maybe fall, and parceled off, and they're already starting to completely clear cut it.
In America, we have reached the point where we cannot ignore that industrialization in our country is causing major effects on the environment. The problem is that the government nor the people are making it a #1 priority to crush and eliminate environmental destruction. However, if we can work together as one team, we can change if we try to follow the footsteps of what's happening overseas.
Risk or uncertainty avoidance. The Europeans hate uncertainty. We don't have venture capital, we call it risk capital. So anything that makes us risky, we don't really like. United States, no risk, no fun. So that is why you guys got Facebook, why you got Tesla. People go out, they just said, I'm just going to try and see what happens. That is not the European approach. Coming to climate change, so a lot of new technologies will be developed in the US. Because you guys like risk, you will test new things, but on the implementation level, Europe is going to lead. So we don't develop new technologies, but as a society, we then agree to accept it. So, for example, there's already plans out, the Dutch government is paying its people money to already now to relocate out of the Netherlands. Because we all know the Netherlands is going to be underwater. The first villages in the United Kingdom have issued a plan to stop any kind of investment in the villages because by 2045, they will abandon those villages because we know they cannot be saved. Okay? So we are already making plans to basically abandon the coast. Hamburg, a big city that you may know, is already raising the village, the city, by 8 meters because they realize that is not going to be able to survive.
Europe is facing similar problems of deforestation of ecosystems and is willing to accept what global warming will cause in the future and tries to take action to keep people safe. What's more important is European people are trying to take action against climate change by promoting eco-friendly laws that will fight climate change.
There is a message of hope that grows stronger as the people, young and old, take unprecedented action, encouraging governments to choose more ambitious climate solutions, further raising investments in clean technology, reducing fossil fuel subsidies, and divesting from polluting industries.
However, it's a group effort in order to protect the environment. The continent of Europe is a great leading example on how to fight climate change and deforestation. However, the rest of the world, including America, does not know how to work together and listen with the rest of the world and continues to kill the earth day by day. For example, in South America, the Amazon rainforest wildlife acres are cut down by the millions each year. Wildlife ecosystems are destroyed and thousands of endangered species become extinct just because of the money that comes with it. As you watch this documentary and saw all the destruction people are causing, you have probably thought, someone should do something about this. Well, I am here to tell you that you should be the person to do something about this. We cannot move forward in this climate change battle without someone standing up and taking the first step to take action. Planting trees, picking up trash in parks goes a long way for protecting the environment, and you have to keep in mind that it's a group effort that requires cooperation to reach the end goal of saving our Earth. Even my group has helped to do our part in the battle by planting trees in our hometown of Jackson Township. So, I will leave you with this question. How will you fight this battle?